It's not just a hobby, it's not just a sport. Cricket in India, as much as you call it a cliche, is indeed religion, and a very serious business at that. But really, it's been beset with controversy and scandals. In 2014, the value of ground sponsorship for cricket has fallen in a year's time, and so also team sponsorship. That has also taken a hit in the last fiscal. In fact, in its 8th edition, you called it India Kath Your Heart. But beyond all that fanfare, the Indian Premier League, the IPL, has seen its share of controversies over the years, from slapgate to spot fixing and now even match fixing. The recent Lodha Committee verdict has suspended the two big names in the league on the back of this. It might be the biggest blow really to what is one of the richest sports leagues in the world. So how is it going to affect advertiser sentiment? We find out.
India's dismal performance in the 2007 World Cup in West Indies was completely overshadowed by the launch of Indian Premier League by BCCI in the year 2008. In a short span of time, it became a huge money spinner with entertaining cricket mixed with glamour quotient provided by the franchisee owners, and everybody wanted a piece of the pie. But it also has had more than its fair share of controversies. So what was it that made the advertisers stick to the league?
IPL is understood very well. They have got it into their DNA. It's a combination of sports and entertainment. So what they can't be a better cocktail of that, and they have built on it. There have been issues in the past, not only here, all over the world. With sporting events, there have been issues. They have been tainting, but finally they come out because sports is a great thing.
Though controversy has dogged the IPL since its inception, advertisers have nonetheless found the property hugely attractive because the matches guarantee eyeballs in a cricket-crazy nation that thrives on the short format of the game. Therefore, revenues garnered by IPL have risen steadily, and this year itself, IPL 8 broadcast right holder Multi-Screen Media or MSM made almost rupees 1,000 crores from sponsors and the sale of advertising time. 4 years ago, this figure was rupees 600 crores. But IPL has suffered maybe its biggest setback on 14th of July 2015 when the Lodha Committee suspended Chennai Super Kings and Rajasthan Royals for 2 years on illegal betting charges. How is this going to affect the IPL brand?
I think a certain bad boy image is part of the aura of IPL, and it's been taken in the strides of the consumer so far. But here onwards, it's going to be very important to see what happens to the IPL. As a marketer, you will only want to go where the viewer is, your consumer is, or the eyeballs are. And for cricket, credibility is very important. For a viewer, credibility will be very important. So I think it's going to be imperative that the BCCI takes a close look, and they do have time. The IPL is only scheduled for April of next year. If they can get their house in order, I think IPL will be on track.
As for media planners, some feel the absence of CSK and RR may not be as much of a problem for IPL sponsors as for MSM, which may not be able to match the ad sales revenue of the previous IPL season because there will be fewer matches in case both the teams stay away from the 9th edition of the league in 2016. However, that seems to be unlikely.
In any case, their contract is running out. So I don't see a short-term implication because of this. Because Sony, if I'm not mistaken, is a 9-year contract. After that, so in 1 or 2 years, the contract will play out. I think the bigger, because as from their concern, year on year, it's not that IPL has gone through one problem. There have been multiple problems. Their audiences have increased. So forget the ratings going up and down, but the audiences have gone up, every year. So that's the big thing, and this is the biggest problem. You can't get so many people to watch any event except IPL in the country for a long sustained period of time. So I think they will not have a short-term problem. The long-term problem is, and mark my words, whenever the bidding happens for the next lot, the price is going to go up. So that will be the true test. So their problem is going to be that there will be competition from other broadcasters whenever the bidding happens, which is not too far away. So I think that's the larger issue rather than whether they'll get enough advertisers for next IPL.
I don't think they have too many options. I think they need to stick to their stand of having minimum 64 games and minimum 8 teams, which the BCCI will give them. If that happens, then everything's back to square one. I don't think there's any other choice. You cannot have an IPL with 6 teams. So MSM will stick to that, and so will the BCCI.
But it's not only the brand IPL which has taken a hit. Players like Mahendra Singh Dhoni and Shane Watson, who are closely associated with the brand exercises of the two franchises, may also take a personal hit. Also, the brands associated with IPL will now look to hunt for bargains, taking into consideration the current scenario surrounding the league.
I think sponsors have been driving a bargain with the IPL for the last 2-3 years. In any sports property, ideally you'd like a 15% increase year on year, but if you look at the IPL, I would say from after IPL 5, prices have either stagnated or grown at a very small percentage. So I think advertisers again are smart enough and sponsors are smart enough to realize that they can get the bang for their buck and they can negotiate a lot harder. At the same time, you'll always have certain high profile teams like KKR and Mumbai Indians who will sell at a premium, and then you'll have the other teams who are not that visible or not from that strong markets, like let's say a Jaipur or even a Kings 11, which will always struggle for sponsors.